Now let's discuss today's roster update. We got Aaron Judge dropping out of high tier diamond, which is beautiful for the 90 plus live series pack. Mookie Betts gets a +1. Bryce Harper gets a +1. Avisail Garcia gets closer to diamond as he gets a +2. Manuel Margot gets basically closer to gold as he gets a +2. And Nelson Cruz is about to drop out of gold. Besides that, we really don't have any big impacts in right field besides Dylan Carlson finally becoming a silver, getting that +1. Michael Conforto actually drops at a silver, getting a -4. For center field, we have Cedric Mullins getting a +1, Starling Marte getting a +1, George Springer gets a +2 and becomes a diamond, Brian Reynolds gets a +2 and becomes a diamond, Trent Grisham has not gone diamond yet, but I can say that shortly enough, if he remains hot, you can almost expect him to go diamond. Adam Angel gets a +5 and goes gold. AJ Pollock doesn't have anything increased in terms of overall, but he does have some attributes switched up. And then Akil Baddoo actually goes silver as well. So we had some very impactful changes in center field, if you were to ask me. We go to left field where Tyler O'Neill gets a +2, becomes an 83 overall. Eloy Jimenez, who has been one of the hottest hitters so far, gets a +1. JD drops out of gold. Christian Yelich drops out of gold as well, becoming a silver. And then besides that, we have ourselves Chas McCormick. He gets a +2 and he becomes a silver. And everything else is going to be some common players. Brandon Crawford, he gets some attributes upgraded, but remains a gold. Trevor Story, same thing, remains a gold. Xander Bogaerts actually drops out of diamond. Javier Baez gets a -1, Corey Seager -3, Willy Adames hits gold, Jorge Polanco goes ahead and hits gold as well. Jose Iglesias gets a -1. Dansby Swanson is inching closer and closer to that gold. Wander Franco, he drops out of gold. And then we have ourselves Luis Urias actually becoming a silver overall. And then everything else is really nothing important. Third baseman's on the other hand, Manny Machado gets some attributes, increase, decrease, remains an 89. Jose Ramirez drops to an 88. Rafael Devers 85. Chris Bryant gets some attributes increase, but remains an 81. Josh Donaldson gets 1 subtracted from him. Matt Chapman actually drops out of gold all the way to silver. And then as we continue, Abraham Toro actually becomes a silver overall. And then Brian Anderson drops out of silver all the way to bronze, and then everything else is just not important. Marcus Semien gets a +1, becomes an 86 overall. Gene Segura gets a +1, becomes an 84 overall. I think that Gene Segura is someone you want to pay attention to because he, just like the previously mentioned center fielder Trent Grisham, is another player that is a diamond candidate. So is Jake Cronenworth, and so is Adam Frazier. I believe all 4 of those guys are still diamond candidates. Colton Wong gets a -1. Jonathan Scope gets a +1. Cesar Hernandez gets closer to gold. And then DJ LeMahieu drops out of gold. Whit Merrifield also drops out of gold. Ramon Urias goes silver. And then Luis Arias, he also goes silver. Jonathan India still hasn't gotten that love to actually push him over the line to silver. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., 94 overall, gets some attributes increase, decrease. Yuli Gurriel gets a -1. Pete Alonso surprisingly actually gets a -1 as well. CJ Cron, he actually goes gold. I did not expect this, but they really helped him out with the clutch increase. Josh Bell gets a +1. Darren Ruff goes up to a 78. Brandon Bell goes up to a 78. And then besides that, Carlos Santana drops out of gold. Same thing happens with Luke Voigt. Eric Hosmer getting some love, getting a +1. Connor Joe gets a +3. He is on silver alert, silver watch. And then everyone else is not really too impactful. We move over to the catchers. Well, JT Realmuto, who I believe recently got injured, but I don't know if he came back yet, gets a +1. Yan Gomes actually gets a +3. I'm surprised that Salvador Perez didn't move at all in terms of overall. He gets a ton added to his numbers against lefties, so it's going to become even more difficult for him to actually go gold. Mike Zunino gets a +2. And then besides that, we really get no impactful changes at the catcher position besides Elias Diaz actually becoming a silver. When we go to closing pitchers, Liam Hendricks gets a +1, Matt Barnes +1, or actually -1. Raisel Iglesias gets a +1, inching closer and closer to diamond. Jake McGee finally goes gold. I've been talking about him for a minute. Edwin Diaz actually drops out of gold. Kenley Jansen, the same thing. David Bettner actually goes silver. And then as we continue, we have Jordan Romano actually going silver. Mark Melanson actually dropping out of silver. So these are some pretty impactful changes when you look at Battle Royale. Kendall Graveman gets a +2, gets closer to diamond. Giovanni Gallegos, someone that a lot of people have been talking about going diamond, actually gets a -1 and gets closer to dropping out of that diamond alert candidate. Colin McHugh, he gets a +2, goes gold. James Karinchak, he gets a -2, 81 overall. Paul Sewell, he gets a +2, goes gold as well. And then as we continue the lines, Andrew Chaffin gets a +2, he goes silver, and we get ourselves nobody else really making impactful changes. For starting pitchers, Garrett Cole gets a -1, remains a high tier diamond. Freddie Peralta gets a +1, John Means gets a +1. Despite Joe pitching extremely well, all he gets is a +6 in terms of attributes, and then a -1 to remain him in 84 overall. But someone I definitely believe is going to go ahead and hit that diamond mark. Luis Garcia gets a +2 as well. And then is there anyone else that got any impactful changes in terms of starting pitchers? And it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case, besides Tarek Skubal actually getting a +2 and becoming a silver. Tanner Huok, I don't know if I'm even pronouncing that correctly, also goes silver. Shane McClanahan goes silver as well. Luis Patino goes silver as well. So some pretty impactful changes there in terms of tier movement. And then besides that, we do have ourselves some brand new content when it comes to the packs. We got a brand new Headliners pack here. It's going to be 97 overall Edwin Diaz. And unlike his regular card, the reason why this card is a little bit better is because of the simple fact he throws a fastball, slider, and changeup instead of 2 fastballs. Now, the reason why this card is still not going to be as good as you'd expect it to be is because if you look at the quirks, none of the quirks are actually going ahead and giving you outlier on a fastball, despite him having amazing attributes and throwing the fastball at 98. It not coming in at 100+ is definitely going to do more harm than good when it comes to that Edwin Diaz card. And then last but not least, we got ourselves a ton of new moments diamonds. Brett Phillips finally gets the diamond that he deserves for hitting grand slams nonstop. And we can even take a look at that. If we go to the Tops Now section, you're going to see that for the new Tops Now rewards, we have Mike Moustakas. Surprisingly, these are selling for 50K. I've never seen that in my life. Mike Moustakas, 95 overall, great contact, great power, great fielding, great reaction. Like, what more could you want from a third baseman? This is going to be a BR goon. And if you don't have a good third baseman in your regular team right now, Mike Moustakas has a very good swing. With this contact and this vision, he should be good on Hall of Fame, maybe even legend difficulty as well. Joe Adell, same thing as Mike Moustakas. Great contact, great power, great fielding, great reaction, and even better speed. If I go ahead and cancel my camera right here, you're going to see at a 93. These cards are looking great. Luis Gil, he gets a slider and a changeup despite his prospects card only having fastball, slider, changeup. He gets a 2-seam added right here. Hit per 9 and K per 9 are not too bad. He doesn't have an outlier of a fastball, so that's going to be a little unfortunate. He's going to be a decent pitcher, but he's a 3-pitch pitcher, not someone that you really want to be out there inside your starting rotation. And then last but not least, we get ourselves our Brett Phillips card, who is probably going to be a disgusting center fielder in terms of defense. In terms of hitting, he's going to be great against right-handers, and then decent against left-handers. He's going to have 82 speed. This is not really someone that you stick out in the outfield, especially with the outfielders we have, but it's someone that you might throw out there just for fun, especially if you are creating a meme team. And then last but not least, we have our brand new player program that came out, which is going to be Robin Roberts. You go all the way to the end once you complete the missions and moments, and you get yourself a starting pitcher that can throw you a curveball, sinker, slurve, and then last but not least, a changeup with a fastball. The hit per 9 is not great. The K per 9 is not great. And then in terms of quirks, he doesn't really have anything great as you'd expect. But that is all of the content that we got today. So if you did end up enjoying today's content, please make sure to hit that like button or the subscribe button. Have a blessed day and night. Stay positive, stay safe, blessed. And I'll catch you all on the next one.